shadowing. Okay, I can go like this and put a little shadow. This is his ear, right? This is that shadow, the drop shadow from his ear. Difference between a drop shadow and a core shadow is, okay, so here, this will be an easy way to show you. So here, if I have his leg coming down here, say, okay, this right here is a drop shadow. Okay, and that's because it's being dropped by this. So this chest cavity of his is casting a shadow. They also call it a cast shadow or a drop shadow. So this is a drop shadow, and then this is a core shadow. So now if I had a shadow on the outside of his leg here, this is a core shadow. It's not being caused by anything. It's just being caused by being in where the light isn't. So it's kind of a wraparound shadow. Think of it as a wraparound. And anything that wraps around, anything that has a shadow on the bottom side of it, that is a core shadow. And anything that has a shadow caused by something else is a drop shadow or a cast shadow. Okay, and those are important to know. They're not the end of the world if you don't know them right now, but someday you'll know. It makes it really easy when you're guessing where shadows should be. Okay, when you're drawing someday, when you're a famous artist and you're drawing I don't know, say Iron Man or something, when you're working for Marvel someday. You'll need to know why Iron Man has a shadow, where he has a shadow, and that will be helpful. Okay, so I'll color in his mouth. I'm going to put a little bit of shadow around his eyes, and that helps to push his eyes back into his head, because shadows push things away, and light brings them forward, okay? So shadow, pushing them away, pushing them into his head, so that it's on a different plane. So think about this plane as one, and this plane as one that's actually stepped forward. Okay, I'm going to put some shadows here just to create these wrinkles. Push a little depth into these wrinkles here. Okay, and I'm going to leave a little highlight for his lip, because his lip is probably wet. And then a little bit along his chin there. Boy, I get so far in with these pencils. I probably should have changed pencils at some point. Okay, I'm going to change pencils. Let me see. I'm going to skip over to what is this now? This is a Mitsubishi 9800 HB pencil. Okay? So now I'm just going to do a little bit of shadowing and whatnot. Okay, like this, like this. Okay, just go around the lines that you like the most. And you don't have to be ultra careful either. Sketchy lines are nice. And it shouldn't be too hard to follow these lines because you've already drawn them now, right? So basically you're tracing. And because he's a dog, he can be rough too, right? Because they have fur. So this isn't like if we were drawing a robot or something and we were being really careful with nice smooth surfaces. This guy has rough surfaces. So we will sort of rough out the edges instead of make them perfectly smooth. Okay, onto his nose. I like to turn my paper very, very often when I draw. I turn it like this, I turn it like that, every single line. But for the sake of these videos, I try to keep it very stable. And that makes it actually quite difficult to draw for me because I'm really so used to moving it around a lot. A lot. Like every single time there's a turn. See how naturally, once I get into that flow, I really can't stop. There we go. So a little shade on his nose. Now see how his nose now looks like it's on two different planes? So this is the top, and this is the front. So I'll wrap that around a little bit, and I'll wrap this around a little bit. Makes it look like it's rounded away that way, right? Okay, and then I'll come up to here, and I won't draw this in. So this I want to stay flat. Okay, so there, a little bit of shadow here. Some shading. I'm going to put a little bit of a core shadow on this part of the ear and a little bit of a core shadow on this part of the ear. Up around the eyes. Especially if you make his eyes on this angle here, it makes him look like he's concerned or caring, which these dogs really are. These are absolutely amazing dogs. I love them. I love all dogs, to be honest. Big dog lover. Big animal lover, actually. I love them all. I'm always out chasing them with my camera. Okay, so there's the pupil. Go around that highlight nice and carefully. I'm also going to sort of fix up the shape of his eye a little bit. And around that highlight very carefully. Don't color in your highlight now. You've come this far. Make sure that pupil's nice and round. That doesn't look overly round to me, but that's okay. You'll do better than me, I'm sure. Okay, there we go. Looks pretty good. And I'll indicate this shape of his face just with a couple of lines like this, and that helps to sort of indicate that it's coming down this way, okay? Anywhere that you've had shadows, you can go over with your darker pencil if you have one. And this isn't even one of these really, really dark B pencils that we use in class. This is just an HB. This is what you guys use in school. Okay. HB is just the center between H and B, right? So B is very, very dark. H is very, very light. HB is the middle. Some of you might have F pencils in your sets. If some of you have sets. F pencils are very light. They're sort of like, they're like a 4H. I don't know why they don't just name them 4H, to be honest. But it's all about international something or others. It's German pencils are different than Japanese pencils. And they sort of tried to create this standard, but I guess they did a pretty good job. Okay, so now in behind the leg, give it a little bit of this here. I'll give him some, I'm not going to go into too much detail on this body. Okay. There you go. That's pretty good. I hope Kate's out there drawing along. There. Take a look here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. Here, maybe we'll just do a few more lines on his chest here. So there. He's got another arm comes out here. Or paw. Okay, and then down here, down there, and out to another paw here, okay? There we have it. All right, good job, everybody. Post your results if you can on our Facebook page or our YouTube or our Instagram. So our Instagram is the Dunbar Studio. They're all the Dunbar Studio. You can find us. And I would love to see what you're up to. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.